Hello dear children, welcome back. Today we'll start our English lecture with the inspirational quote, believe you can and you are halfway there. Once again I'm repeating, believe you can and you are halfway there. So keeping this in mind, believing in ourselves, we will start our figures of speech. So once again I'm repeating the names of 12 figures of speech: simile, metaphor, personification, onomatopoeia, exclamation, interrogation, inversion, antithesis, hyperplay, tautology, repetition and alliteration. We will just in short, we will revise them. First is simile. Here comparison is made between two unlike things having at least one thing in common. Metaphor, again a comparison. It is a hidden comparison. Personification, where inanimate objects are given human qualities. Onomatopoeia, it imitates the natural sound of a thing. Exclamation, it expresses strong emotion such as surprise, pleasure, anger. Interrogation, this kind of sentence is used to ask question, not for sake of getting an answer. Inversion, here normal order of words are reversed in order to achieve a particular effect or to give some special emphasis. Now today we will see the remaining 5 figures of speech. So we will start with antithesis. Antithesis, a striking opposition or contrast of words or sentiments is made in the same statement. Here you can see two opposite ideas are put together in the same sentence to achieve a contrasting effect. It is used to make the audience better understand the point the speaker is trying to say. So children, you will see two opposite ideas in the same sentence. The examples will make you understand more clearly. See, opposite words I have highlighted. Good we must love and must hate ill. Love and hate, opposite ideas. Many are called but few are chosen. To err is human, to forgive is divine. To err means to make mistake. We human beings, we make mistakes. To forgive is divine. Divine means God is there to forgive us. Speech is silver, but silence is gold. Speak and silence. Opposite. Patience is bitter, but it bears sweet fruit. Bitter and sweet, opposite taste. So here two opposite ideas we can see in the same sentence. That's why it is antithesis figure of speech. Next is hyperbole. Here you can see exaggerated statement. Now see, exaggeration means to make something seem larger. Okay children? So here exaggerated statement or overstatement is used for giving some effect. Hyperboles are exaggerations to create emphasis or effect. It may be used to evoke strong feelings or strong impression, but not meant to be taken literally. It is just to express strong feelings, but it should not be taken, the meaning should not be taken literally. Now see the example here. The bag weighed a ton. Now ton we generally use for heavy, it is unit for heavy measurements. I was so hungry I could eat a horse. Can you imagine? Can anybody eat a horse? No. I could sleep for a year. I was so tired. Can you sleep for one whole year? Not at all. I have a million things to do. Children, can you do million things in one day? I have told you a million times to help with the housework. So here you can see that exaggerations are shown just to put some special effect. The meanings you should not take literally. Okay, that's why it is hyperbole. Exaggerated statements. Next is tautology. It can be defined as repetitive use of words or phrases that more or less convey the same meaning in the same sentence. It is the repetitive use of phrases or words that have similar meaning. It is unnecessarily we are using the similar meaning words in the same sentence. It is expressing the same thing, an idea, or saying two or more times. Now see here children, the similar meaning words I have highlighted. In my opinion, I think he is wrong. I need new hot water heater. Hot, heater, both having same meaning. I heard it with my own ears. I went to see him personally. The evening sunset was beautiful. Sunset is happening in the evening itself. Then also it is said evening sunset. The hot summer sun was scorching. Summer, you know that summer is hot. Then also it is said hot summer. That's why similar meaning words are used in same sentence. That's what is called tautology. Next is repetition. Very easy to understand. Why? Because here a group of words is repeated to create rhythm and bring attention to an idea. It is also used to make idea clearer and more memorable. Words are repeated. Here in repetition words are repeated for poetic effect. See the example. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Here such kind of words repetition you can see in the poem. A horse is a horse, of course, of course. Tell me, smiling child. For men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. She looked to the left, she looked to the right. So, clear children? By looking at the example, it is clear to you. It is a repetition of group of words. That's why repetition. The last is alliteration. Alliteration means here repetition of a particular sound in a series of words or phrase for poetic effect. It is a figure of speech in which there is a repetition of a particular sound in a series of words or phrase for poetic effect. Series of words begin with same consonant sound. It is more than a tongue twister. It is a kind of tongue twister, children, and you will feel very excited to read such kind of sentences. It is a fun kind of tongue twisters. Now see, I am reading out the alliteration sentences. See, Fred's friends fried Fritos for Friday's food. Repetition of first sound. Seashells down by the seashore. 7 sisters slept soundly on the sand. Nick's nephew needed some new notebooks. Peter picked a peck of pickled peppers. He was blessed with a brilliant brain. So here repetition of similar sound word. That's what is called alliteration. So children, these were the 12 figures of speech. You have to, in your copy, you will write the figures of speech with explanation and short explanation and the example. Hope you understood the figures of speech. You will learn by heart the spelling, because when we start our first chapter, that is a poem, in your Bal Bharati textbook, you have to identify the various figures of speech in the poem. In this session, in every poem you have to identify the figures of speech. That's why before starting our textbook, we have gone through I have explained you the various figures of speech. Okay children? So after this, I will give you a worksheet in which I will give you some sentences. Your work will be, you have to identify the figures of speech in that sentences. Okay children? So we will meet in the next class next Monday, and we will start our Bal Bharati textbook. We will start our poem. Don't give up. Just go through the poem. Don't give up, and be ready to have fun next Monday. Till then, take care. Thank you.